Hello everyone, this is Dr.P.Syamala from the Department of MBA International Business, Acharya Nagarjuna University. And coming to our today's topic, it is related to business ethics and CSR, which is nothing but corporate social responsibility. So, before going to study about business ethics, which is related to the laws in business environment. So, coming to ethics. Ethics means they are a set of principles or else guiding principles, okay, which help the individual or the group to decide what is good and what is bad. Okay, so basically ethics means it is which means a character, okay, and a response to a specific situation, okay, by the individuals or by the organizations, what is right, what is wrong conduct, okay. So that is known as ethics. Means basically ethics are nothing but the guiding principles which help the individuals or the group to decide what is good or what is bad, okay. So these ethics are a set of principles or standards for human conduct that govern the behavior of individual or organizations. Using these ethical standards, person or group of persons of an organization regulate their behavior to distinguish between what is right and what is wrong as perceived by the others. Okay. So coming to business ethics. So ethics are the set of principles or values that govern the behavior of individuals. Okay. Standard human conduct. Coming to business ethics. So business ethics means ethical principles and moral, okay, both ethical and moral or ethical problems that can arise in a business environment, okay. So business ethics is also known as a corporate ethics, okay. So here business ethics means it is the social obligation of a business, but also the obligation towards employees, customers, suppliers and competitors, okay. So this obligation, okay, the organization's obligation towards employees, customers or else the stakeholders of the company, okay, while doing business with them or else while maintaining relationship with these stakeholders, okay, some ethical problems may arise within the organization, okay. So at that time what business decisions should be taken by the organizations. So at that time it comes across these terms like ethics, morals in the organization, okay, which are known as business ethics. There will be a trade-off in the business decisions between the ethics and legality, okay. So here business ethics, finally we can say that what constitutes right or what constitutes wrong behavior in the world of business, and on how moral principles are applied by business persons to situations that arise in their daily activities at the workplace, okay. So here there is a slight difference between the ethics and morals, okay. Why we have to deal with the difference between ethics and morals means under moral principles only business ethics should move on, okay. So that is why we have to know the slight difference between the moral and ethics, okay. So morals are usually referred to personal beliefs influenced by factors such as society, culture, individual experiences, okay. Those are considered as the morals, okay, which are influenced under the personal beliefs. Coming to ethics, ethics are the guidelines established by the communities or specific groups, okay, outlining the acceptable and unacceptable actions or behaviors. So those are the ethics. Ethics are principles, guidelines established by the communities or specific groups. But coming to morals, they are referred to as personal beliefs influenced by factors, okay. So morals are beliefs, ethics are guiding principles. So under the head of umbrella of morals, these ethics should be followed. So those ethics are related to the daily business activities of the organizations, right? And it encompasses, okay, these business ethics or ethics, it encompasses a wide range of issues such as honesty, integrity, fairness, accountability. Okay, so these all can be considered under the business ethics while doing their business activities. This honesty, integrity, fairness, accountability, this plays very important role on the side of employer, at the same time on the side of the employees and the stakeholders of the organizations. Okay, so ethics in business legislation can be referred to as the moral principles that guide the behavior and decision making of businesses and also the professionals within the legal framework. Okay, again I'm saying ethics is in business legislation, okay, or else in business law, or else in corporate law, refers to the moral principles. Moral, again I'm saying moral principles are nothing but beliefs of an individual or a group, okay, so doing what is right and what is wrong. So moral principles that guide the behavior and decision making of businesses or individuals and professionals within the legal framework, okay. And this ethics naturally or else most commonly discussed in areas like fraud, manipulation, sustainability, diversity, inclusion, exploitation, donations, contributions, okay, all these different areas will be studied under ethics, okay. So we have many cases regarding this ethics, okay, business ethics. If we see a case like Volkswagen, okay, Volkswagen to pay out 193 million amount in Dieselgate settlement, okay. So what is that Volkswagen case means? Emissions scandal, okay, in 2015, that Volkswagen, we all know, we very famous regarding Volkswagen, that it is one of the largest and most respected car manufacturers, and also regarding this business ethics, it has been cheating on emissions test for years, okay. So the company had installed software in millions of diesel vehicles that could detect when they were being tested and reduce the emissions of harmful pollutants such as nitrogen oxides likewise, okay. So however, even though it detected and tested and said that there is no harmful pollutants also, okay, the cars emitted up to 40 times more than what it said, okay. So and also it crossed the legal limit, so it poses a serious threat to the public health and the environment. So this scandal, which came to be known as Dieselgate, okay, Dieselgate has had far-reaching consequences for Volkswagen, its stakeholders, and the automotive industry as a whole. Okay, so and also this case raises important questions like ethical responsibilities of businesses, role of regulators, consumers, whistleblowers, okay, likewise. So all these questions have came out, okay. So whistleblowers are nothing but the employers of the same organizations who are in process of that manufacturing aspect of particular product. So the employees who are working in the organization in a particular department, they will be they will have a knowledge regarding these aspects. Why? Because they are dealing with those product. So they may know the dangerousness or else the impact of that particular aspect. So these employees should come forward, and as a social responsibility they have to give their information. Okay, so those are known as the whistleblowers. Okay, so likewise the ethical responsibilities have raised questions regarding this Volkswagen case. Okay, so this is the case of Dieselgate in the Volkswagen. So it raises the ethical principles and values that are violated by the Volkswagen, okay, executives in this emissions scandal. Okay, so it can be treated as a breach of trust under if we talk about a law. Okay, business law. So this scandal comes under the breach of trust, okay, towards the customers also. Okay, why? Because by installing the software that manipulated the emissions test of its diesel vehicles. Okay, so we can say that Volkswagen not only deceived its customers, regulators and public, but also contributed to environmental damage and health risks also. Okay, so in this case we can see some of ethical principles and values that are violated by Volkswagen. Okay, like honesty and transparency. Why? Because it lied about the performance and environmental impact of its diesel vehicles and concealed the existence of the software that cheated the emission test. Okay, so this violated the basic ethical value of honesty and transparency. Likewise, responsibility and accountability also comes under this ethical aspects. Okay, so what responsibility, what accountability this Volkswagen has to be taken means it failed to take responsibility and accountability, okay, for its actions and tried to shift the blame to lower level employees, okay, and suppliers also. This violated the ethical principle of responsibility and accountability, which requires business to acknowledge and correct their mistakes and to accept. Okay, likewise integrity and professionalism, this also comes under the business ethics only. So Volkswagen compromised its integrity and professionalism by engaging in unethical and illegal behavior and by violating the standards and regulations of its industry. Okay, so this violated the ethical principle of integrity and professionalism, which requires business to uphold their values and principles, right? So likewise respect and fairness, so this is also another business ethics principles. Volkswagen showed lack of respect and fairness to its customers, regulators, competitors, public, okay, by deceiving them and exposing them to potential harm. So this violated the ethical principle of respect and fairness. Likewise sustainability and stewardship, okay, means towards the environment by contributing air pollution and climate change, okay, by undermining the trust and confidence in the automotive industry. So this is ethical principle regarding the sustainability. So likewise this is the case regarding the Volkswagen. So this is the basic uh, ethical business ethical principles that have to be followed by the organizations. Okay, so uh, if we see what are the various sources from where ethical values have been evolved means, we can see from where these sources we will pick up ethics. These are ethics as I said before, sustainability, respect and fairness, integrity and professionalism, responsibility and accountability, honesty, transparency. Okay, so from where we are taking these sources means, okay, from where we are taking all these aspects means from religion, okay, from society, from legal system, from genetic inheritance, from marketplace, nature, culture. Okay, from all these aspects we develop the ethics or ethical values, okay, which are related to the business ethics. Now coming to features of business ethics. So what are the features of business ethics? So business ethics are ethical values. Okay, so ethical values means As I said before, morality is the soul of business ethics. Under morality, under the umbrella of morality, so these business ethics is recited. Okay, so morality relates to the individual influence. Okay, so here morality is the soul of business ethics. So modern world is more aware about the rights, duties, okay, buying and selling processes, and the legal awareness is more nowadays in the stakeholders, okay, of an organizations. So as the awareness is more means, so the values or else the morals, the ethics that to be followed by the organizations also should be to that extent only. Okay, so if at all they fail in their business ethics or else values means, definitely it will have a greater impact on their product. Okay, so that is why morality is very very important. Values, ethical values are very very important in the business organizations. So therefore, why means these lead to these business ethics or else these moral values lead to attain the welfare of the society. Okay, so therefore it renders its activities on self-conscious and ethical values. So that is why here the basic feature of business ethics will be the ethical values, following the ethical values. Okay, so why? Because in order to have a uh, reputation in the society, in order to have our uh, more marketability to our product, okay, business render its activities on self conscious. It is the business organizations will be very self conscious in their ethical values, following their ethical values. So therefore, in business ethics, the first feature is following the ethical values by the organizations. Coming to code of conduct. So what does code of conduct means? Morality and quality judgment are the core factors for conducting a business activities. Without morality and quality, okay, so quality is also one of the aspects that involved under this moral values and ethical values. As I said before, sources, these are the areas we will be studied under these sources. Okay, so therefore without these are the core factors. Without these basement factors, business cannot exist, because quality plays very very important role, and the values that are followed by the organizations plays very very important role in their sustainability. Okay, so ethical business will lead foundation for moral business. Self check and self control are other two parameters which will carry out company's mission successfully. Okay, so this is the self check and self control, which is nothing but the code of conduct. Okay, morality, quality, these leads to self check and self control of businesses. Okay, they will not go beyond, even though businesses are not for the social service. Okay, their main will be wealth maximization or else the profit motive, but at the same time they will give importance, they will give preference to the welfare of the society also. So that is why it is known as the self check and self control will be there in their businesses by this code of conduct. Okay, which is nothing but the morality and quality. And coming to the subjective term, so what does this subjective term means? Ethics differs from business to business. Okay, so the perceptions are based on the moral and social grounds while conducting the businesses. So definitely perceptions will be there. Why? Because here, as I said, the sources of ethics are evolved from religion, society, legal system of that particular country, genetic inheritance, marketplace, nature, culture, all these influence the ethical values of a particular business or organizations. So the subjective term here is the perceptions that are based on moral and social grounds while conducting the business. All persons may not behave the same. Each person has different values. Some people follow very strict moral and ethical values. Some may not. Why? Because in order to get more profits. Okay, likewise, perceptions may differ from business to business. Okay, so on moral and social grounds, okay, there are no concrete rules and regulations for business activities. So here we can say under law, okay, we cannot say this is a particular aspect, this is a particular rule regarding this particular aspect. Okay, so there is no concrete rules and regulations for business activities regarding these ethical concepts. So the sole aim is to attain welfare of the society. The law sees where means, is it the product or else the marketing of that product ultimately leads to welfare of society or not, it will be seen by the law. But there will not be any concrete rules and regulations for each and every activity. As I said before, in Volkswagen case, like different aspects, responsibility, accountability, okay, sustainability. So likewise, different aspects will be related with business ethics. So there is no particular definition for each and every aspect. It depends upon the case, it depends upon the uh, aspects of social grounds, welfare of the society. Okay, so subjective term, business ethics follows the subjective term, means depends upon the moral and social grounds, and the businesses leads their business depending upon those subjective terms. Okay, now coming to another feature, protection of interest of stakeholders. Definitely each and every business organizations, okay, they will be positive regarding the interest of stakeholders. Okay, stakeholders are nothing but the shareholders of the company, employees of the company, suppliers of the company, consumers of the company. Okay, those are known as the stakeholders of the organization. So each and every person looking at each and every stakeholders interest, okay, protecting each and every stakeholders interest is the first and foremost uh, ethics followed by the organizations. Okay, because it has a social binding with the environmental factors. So therefore definitely it has the basic feature of protecting the interest of stakeholders. And coming to another aspect, respect with dignity. So respect with dignity means business should not discriminate society on grounds of income, class, creed, religion, etc. Ethical business should create confidence in the society about opinions, equality, etc. So respect of dignity. For example, any organization is hiring employees for their organization means it should not show any discrimination on grounds of religion, on grounds of class. Okay, but only it should see the capability of the person, and then only it should recruit, but not on the discrimination of caste, creed, religion, etc. So that is known as the respect with dignity, not only in hiring cases but also in producing the products. Okay, in marketing, advertising, each and every aspect which is related to business activity. Okay, respect with dignity will be followed by businesses regarding this business ethics. So coming to proper setup is nothing but, okay, the legal framework. Proper setup is the legal framework. So ethics are guided by certain rules and regulations within the legal framework. Okay, you can ask in previous feature like this here, we said that there are no concrete rules, but now we are saying rules and regulations. Yes, there are rules and regulations. So if we see in case of Volkswagen, when they went for court, okay, so at that time the court have fined the Volkswagen company with certain amount. Okay, so why? Because it is not within the legal framework. Okay, even though it is related to the business ethics, the transparency and honesty in different aspects like cheating the emissions test, okay, violating the this ethical principle aspect. Okay, on that case, this Volkswagen has been fined. Okay, so likewise here the feature of business ethic is proper setup, means with a legal framework, rules and regulations within the legal framework. So administration should be done, the business policies, the business plans, okay, the strategic plans, all should done, okay, within the legal framework. Okay, why? Because the ultimate aim should be achieving the interest of society, interest of the stakeholders of the company, welfare of the society, etc. Coming to last one, based on principles. So what are the principles regarding the business ethics? So code of conduct, okay, professional ethics, okay, all these communities are based on legal, social, cultural, and environmental principles. So, based on principles, business ethics are followed by the organizations. Okay, once principles are laid down properly, means okay, definitely the plans and policies will be laid down properly in the organizations, and they will be conducted or else administered effectively and efficiently in the organizations. Therefore, based on principles means based on legal, social, cultural, environmental principles, the code of conduct of a business can be made. Okay, so now coming to needs and importance of business ethics. So what are the needs and what is the significance of business ethics? Why we have to go for business ethics? Due to ethical issues that arises in the organizations, we have to go for business ethics, or else there is a need for this business ethics. So an ethical issue is one that transcends its subject matter to pose fundamental structural questions like what is fair, what is just or justice, okay, or what makes this outcome more socially desirable than another, or likewise different aspects, different questions can be raised while performing our business activities, okay, which are known as ethical issues in an organization. So ethics is a process by which individuals, social groups, societies evaluate their actions from the perspective of moral principles and values. So, this evaluation may be on the basis of traditional convictions, as I said before, the sources of ethics, okay, from culture, from nature, from religion, okay, like traditional convictions of ideals, sort of goals desired, or else moral laws to be obeyed, of an improved quality of relation among humans and with the environment. Okay, so likewise, so ethical reflection means we mean the activity of applying these various yardsticks to the actions of persons and groups. So society's ethical values, whether related to business or otherwise, rest on a collection of shared beliefs. So, the shared beliefs and the desire to spread these beliefs cause people to organize as groups. So, collection of those values are accepted by members of the society or else the organization, okay, and creates a morality. So, these ethical issues arise all these questions, arise all these aspects in an organization. So why these ethical issue arise means uh, ethical problems arise when there is a conflict between the goals of departments, different departments of the same company. So if it is frequently difficult in a company to determine who has the responsibility to voice concern over the quality, for example, or safety of a product being manufactured. So it is often the middle management who has the knowledge upon which an ethical dilemma turns. Why? Because those are the key persons who handle with that product. So they will have a wide knowledge regarding the quality of the product, safety of the product. Okay, so all top uh, um, often the managers in such a case will be in a no-win situation. He or she must be concerned with reaction of upper management personnel as well as with reactions of fellow employees, right? So a middle manager most likely has to develop loyalty to reputation of company and its long run interest. So here if we see ethical, how ethical issue arise means, now how does disclosing or not disclosing quality problems plays an important great deal in the pressure, okay, which keeps pressure upon those middle managers. Now how do you decide whether it is your ethical responsibility to disclose about quality problems, okay, or else what if the situation is clearly under someone else's control and they obviously are content to ignore what you personally perceive to be unethical conduct, right? So likewise ethical issues arises in a company. So here the importance of business ethics can be seen in such type of cases in ethical issues, okay. So if we see survival for the existence of the companies, business ethics is very very important. Moral values and ethics are important for the survival and growth, okay. Unethically if we follow to increase our product or else increase our profitability, okay, it will be short term only, okay. As I said before, today consumers or else the stakeholders are very very uh, aware, they have very much they got very much awareness regarding the selling and buying process, or else about the laws, about the rules and regulations, okay. So each and every business organizations need to follow, okay, moral values and ethics for its survival and also growth. Now coming to why business ethics is important means, consumer rights, okay. Implementation of consumer rights itself is an ethical way of conducting the business, okay. So this gives strength of individual consumer against powerful businesses. Implementation of consumer rights will get control on unethical malpractices in businesses such as food adulteration, malpractices on weight and measurements, etc, okay. So consumer is like food adulteration, as I said before, one case regarding McDonald's, okay. So in order to have a more uh, attraction, in order to attract the consumers, okay, they use some sort of chemical in the food, okay. So but it is beyond the extent of loss, so it is considered as a food adulteration, okay. So here the laws are created to protect the consumers, okay. Likewise malpractices will be done means which are illegal regarding uh, weights, doing the weights of the product or else the measurement of the products, okay. So here business ethics is important to safeguard the rights of the consumers. So we have consumer protection rights, okay, we have consumer protection act. So though with that act, it safeguards the rights of the consumer. Coming to third aspect, welfare of the society. Why business ethics is important means, so business, without business ethics we cannot see good products to the society, or else welfare of the society cannot be seen. Prices may be very high if at all there is no ethics are followed in the organizations means we cannot get quality product, we cannot get reasonable prices, okay. So welfare of society is also for the welfare of the society, business ethics should be followed by the organizations means social interest, protecting the social interest. So production of goods and services are produced, delivered with the intention of social welfare. And coming to protection of small scale industries and cottage industries, so cottage industries and small scale industries, even though they are small in percentage, okay, they play important role. So to safeguard the small scale industries and cottage industries. Okay, why? Because big business units may play monopoly on those small scale industries and cottage industries. So in order to handle the large organizations monopoly on these small scale industries, business ethics should be followed. Okay, for that also we have so many acts to safeguard these small scale industries and cottage industries. Coming to mutual benefits means organization is benefits from society, society benefits from organization. Okay, so benefit to business and to society. So this is a mutual benefit to both of them. So by rendering ethical services, okay, both will be benefited. Okay, why? Because society will be benefited by getting reasonable prices, quality products, okay, and extension in the products, okay, comfort in the products. Likewise, businesses also will be benefited through good marketability, large marketability, profitability, okay, etc., reputation. So all these will be benefits to the business. So for that purpose, business ethics is important. Now coming to growth and expansion. So business ethics encourages for growth and expansion of business. Okay. So it enables for the firm to gain reputation and goodwill, trust and confidence of micro and macro environmental factors. So growth and expansion can be possible only with business ethics only. If at all a company has a reputation regarding the business ethics, definitely the consumers or else the stakeholders of the organizations will have a confidence on the organizations regarding the ethics or else the values that are followed by the organizations. So therefore it results in the growth and expansion, it results in the increase in the marketability of the product of that particular organization, and it ultimately leads to the growth and expansion of the organizations. Now coming to decision making. So after adopting the accepting to implement ethical practices, it will enable the business firms to incorporate ethical values based on moral considerations for eco-social environment, economic, social environment. Okay, so it ultimately leads to quality improvement and economies of scale in operation system. So decision making plays an important role in business ethics. So while taking business decisions, okay, business ethics plays an important role. So the business decisions will be taken on three aspects like legality, profitability. Okay, so business decisions will be taken on the legal aspects, on the ethical aspects, and business decisions will be taken. So this ultimately leads to the improvement in quality. Economies of scale can be seen in the organization. Coming to boosting economy. So boosting economy is nothing but uh, overall productivity of the organization will be increased, which in turn leads to increase in the national income. Why? Because as the company is following the business ethics, and the consumer will be more attracted to that type of organizations. Why? Because as business ethics are followed, the reputation of the organizations also increased, and ultimately it leads to increment in the overall productivity of the organization, which ultimately results in the profitability of the organization. It results in turn to increase in the national economy. So it means that boosting the economy of the country. So acceleration in economy will enhance more circulation of goods and services. More fluctuations will result in positive income and also distribution. Okay, so this is about the boosting economy. Now coming to business ethics. Okay, business ethics we studied regarding on part of organizational units. So on organizational units it involves, okay, regarding employers, okay, regarding customers, regarding dealers, financial institutions, government agencies, shareholders, society, social responsibility. So all these aspects, all these areas are related with ethical values which are part of organization. Okay, so if we see about employers, so employers has to follow certain moral values, ethical values, like giving proper wages to the employees of their organization, providing better servicing conditions, better working conditions to the employees, or else proper selection without any discrimination uh, while hiring the employees in the organization, without discrimination regarding religion, caste, creed. Okay, likewise. And also training and development facilities should be given to the employees of the organization by the employers. At the same time, performance appraisal should be taken in the organizations. Promotions and transfers should be given to the employees depending upon the uh, capability of the persons, but not on discrimination. Okay, likewise, career development to employees. So all these aspects should be seen by the employer. So while doing all these areas by the organizations or else by the employers, ethics and moral values should be followed. Okay, likewise, for example, as I said, better working conditions should be given to the employee while he is working at his workplace. Okay, for example, providing better light facilities, better air facilities. Okay, ventilation, or there should not be no ventilation problem. Likewise, and coming to customers, so on customers side, what ethics should be followed by the organizations means providing quality products. Okay, providing reasonable prices, providing better sales service, after sales also giving them certain instructions also. Okay, or else, if at all, after completing the sales, if at all the customers have any complaints, any queries means, they have to respond immediately towards the customers. Okay, so quick consideration about queries should be there. Specific handling instructions should be given regarding the product to the customers. Okay, likewise, if we see regarding the dealers, okay, what would be the uh, moral values or ethical values that to be followed by the organizations means stock, regarding the stock, giving up of giving providing good products, and providing stock at proper time. Okay, properly, proper payment, assistance at the time of need for the dealers. Likewise, coming to financial institutions rights. Okay, so here also organizations has the responsibility, obligation towards the payment of loans, payment of interest, filing the data regarding the financial status of the company means proper records of financial statements, approved sets of financial records. All these should be followed by the organization, and they should be placed uh, that in such a way that every stakeholder of the company has easy accessibility to see the financial status of the company. Why? Because they are the stakeholders of the company, and they have every right to know about the financial status of the organization. Coming to government agency, so government agency means proper records. They have to show proper records should be there, authentication should be there, periodical tax payment should be there. It is the responsibility of the organizations to pay genuine taxes to the government. Okay, likewise, compliance of their goals and objectives should be there with SEBI rules. Okay, they should comply with the government rules. And coming to shareholders side, proper payment and dividend paid to the shareholders of the company, and also providing proper reports from time to time to the shareholders of the company or else the stakeholders of the company. Coming to society, social responsibility towards society means providing some sponsorships. Okay, for example, to the poor people, providing sponsorship to the poor people to in education, or else assistance to weaker section. Okay, weaker section people, providing assistance. Likewise, it has some social responsibility towards the society. So all these are some of the ethical values on the part of organizations. Okay, so for this, if we see means here, business law provides different acts, okay, to safeguard the interest of these stakeholders of a company. Okay, so even though ethics are the personal aspects of the persons, but yet they have to follow some uh, business ethics for the welfare of the society, on grounds of welfare of society. Okay, if at all there is any illegal aspect has been done means, definitely those business ethics comes under the business law. Because in initially I have stated about the case of Volkswagen. Okay, it comes under ethics only, the concept comes under ethics only, but law deals with that ethics. Okay, so likewise under this only, for all these aspects, on employer side, customer side, dealer side, government agencies. Okay, so to safeguard all these areas, okay, we have different acts or else law, like welfare acts, consumer protection act, environment protection acts, labor laws, employee laws, likewise. Okay, so here we have different laws. Likewise we have GST laws also there. Okay, why? Because now GST laws are famous now. Okay, they are having significant impact on the businesses. So under business ethics, if we study about legal ethics, okay, so legal ethics encompasses an ethical code governing the conduct of persons engaged in the practice of law and persons more generally in the legal sector. Okay, so here we are talking about the legal ethics, so which have the legal acceptability. Okay, under business ethics, some areas comes under the legal ethics, legal aspects, under the framework of legal aspect. Here we talk about the code of conduct of persons who are engaged in practice of law. Okay, or else the persons, code of conduct of persons who are associated with legal sector. Okay, so we can say that the professional conduct, okay, professional conduct who are associated with legal sector. So each state or territory has code of professional conduct dictating rules of ethics. So these may be adopted by the state legislatures or judicial systems. So in India, if we see means, we have Advocates Act of 1961, means the Bar Council, so which regulates the advocates. Okay, so the persons who are engaged, associated with legal sector is the person, or is nothing but the who are the persons are nothing but these advocates. So these persons have an act. Okay, Advocates Act of 1961. So the Bar Council is responsible for creating the rules and regulations regarding these registration of advocates. Okay, ethics regarding the advocates, administrating or else disciplinary action that should be taken on the advocates. So all these are the legal ethics. Okay, why? Because in every business organization we have in-house lawyer or else the external lawyer. So if at all there is any mistake done by those legal person means, so how business organizations go further. Okay, so that is known as the legal ethics regarding the legal persons who are associated with legal sector in the business organizations. So now coming to legal malpractice. Malpractice is nothing but the illegal act, performance of illegal acts, which are in the form of negligence. Okay, which are in the form of negligence, breach of fiduciary duty, breach of contract by lawyer. Okay, so all these comes under malpractices. For example, a lawyer may commit malpractice, okay, missing a deadline for filing a paper with the court on another party. Okay, If at all a lawyer uh, he missed to file a paper against another party means, okay, the the present party who is associated with this lawyer, ultimately they will lose the case. Okay, so without the mistake of the client, okay, by the mistake of this lawyer, okay, due to failing of filing a paper with the court, the client will be ultimately loses the case, or else he may spend more money to resolve that case. Okay, so this is a malpractice done by the legal people, okay, or else the persons who give legal services. So this can be known as the negligence or else breach of fiduciary duty. Fiduciary duty is nothing but the obligation, okay, and breach of a contract by a lawyer. All aspects can be treated as malpractice. So after being, if we see under what comes under malpractice means, like for example, these aspects: retained to file a claim, okay, failing to file a case before the statute, failing to respond the potentiality, okay, or else failing to timely file a notice of appeal. All this comes under the malpractices. Okay, coming to fiduciary duty. So what is the fiduciary duty? Fiduciary duty is nothing but the obligation. Okay, so fiduciary duty is a legal term describing relationship between two parties, okay, that obligates one to act solely in the interest of the another. So it is an obligation to act in best interest of another party. So fiduciary duty involves actions taken in the best interest of another person or entity. It describes relationship between an attorney and a client or a guardian. Okay, so fiduciary duties means it includes duty of care, loyalty, good faith, confidentiality, prudence, disclosure, all comes under fiduciary duty. Okay, so this plays important role in the legal sector. Okay, fiduciary duty means it is the obligation of the person to act on behalf of the another party. It is a responsibility, it is an obligation, it is a fiduciary duty means it is uh, legally binding on that person to do that act on behalf of other person. Okay, so that is known as fiduciary duty. So now coming to, while taking business decisions, organizations should analyze ethics checklist. Okay, checklist. What is this checklist means? Facts. Do that business have the checklist like facts? Okay, what are the facts of the issue? What are the critical issues? Who are the stakeholders? What are the alternatives to take the business decisions? Okay, these are all the checklist that should be analyzed by the businesses. See, all these questions arise in case of this business decisions, while taking business decisions. Okay, so while taking these business decisions, we will come across the concept of legality, ethical, and profitable. So the business persons look these three aspects. So while taking business decisions, the decisions should be in such a way that those decisions should be ethical, at the same time profitable also. Okay, and finally legality should be there. Okay, then only business decisions can be taken. Why? Because ethical decision making in business world is somewhat more complicated than in our personal lives. Okay, a business person rarely has complete control over the decision making process. In the corporate settings, for example, the ultimate decision makers are the members of the board of directors, who must make decisions as a group only. Okay, so that is why I have said that business persons rarely has complete control over decision making process. No one individual normally take the decisions and execute those decisions in the organizations. Okay, in this process, while taking these business decisions, ethical business decisions, okay, trade-offs come across. So what are those trade-offs means? Some profitability, okay, some profitability, or else uh, some ethical considerations must be sacrificed as a trade-off while taking business decisions. Okay, so a trade-off occurs when it becomes necessary to sacrifice one desired goal to obtain another goal. Okay, one should be definitely sacrificed to get this. One should be sacrificed, either ethical or else profitable. Okay, so why? Because to get a desired results. So it is important to realize that ethical trade-off normally faced by business persons are not clear-cut trade-off between good and bad alternatives. Okay, ethical dilemmas can be seen while taking business decisions. Okay, uh, why? Because uh, it why ethical dilemma arise means when two or more ethical goals come into conflict, definitely ethical dilemmas can be seen. For example, assume that a corporate executive has to decide whether to approve the sale of a new product that would be beneficial for most consumers, but that might have undesirable side effects for a small percentage of its users. Okay, so I'm saying this example for a trade off in this business decisions. Okay, so in this situation, the trade off becomes relatively obvious: expose an unknown but extremely small number of individuals to possible harm while allowing all other consumers to enjoy the benefits of the new product. Okay, uh, and also in this process it may make higher profits to shareholders also, or protect that small number of individuals from possible harm and not allow all other consumers to enjoy the benefits of the new product. Okay, so there will be a trade off between the ethics and profitability. Why? Because some section of people, small section of people may be harmed due to the launching of this new product, but large section of people will be benefited. So this is a trade-off. Now business decisions should be taken. A trade-off exists between ethics and profitability. Okay, so this is known as trade-off between the ethical business decisions taken by the business organizations. Okay, so in such type of cases, okay, there will be ethics checklist. So in that ethics checklist, these are followed. So what are the facts in that case? If we see in that case, okay, so what are the critical issues that will damage the organization or else any other thing, legality issues. Okay, so each and everything should be calculated by the persons. And coming to who are the stakeholders, okay, relating to that particular issue, who are the persons? If we see in this case here, some section of the people will be benefited, some section of the people will be somewhat affected by the new product. Okay, they will be harmed, a small section of people will be harmed. So likewise, what are the alternatives? Okay, so what is the alternative to launch that new product? Okay, so all these are the checklist that are to be followed by the business people while taking business decisions in the organizations. At the same time, you have to see the ethical implications also. Okay, so implications means, is the alternative legal or not? If we go for another alternative, okay, if any problem is there, we are going for another alternative means, if at all we are going for example in this case only launching new product, okay, some section of people will be harm their health, they may get some side effects regarding their health issues. Okay, so in order to face that problem, do the organizations have any alternative legal aspects? Okay, they have to see at the same time how would the alternative look in the light of the day. Light of the day is nothing but we have media. So the public, how they look over this decision taken by the business. Okay, so this is also matters. And what are the consequences of this alternative? By choosing this alternative, the consequences that are faced by the business organizations, means these are the implications that should be analyzed by the organizations before taking the business decisions. So these are nothing but the checklist, business ethics checklist that should be followed by the organizations. For example, if we see in case of organizations responsibility towards society, so we have to analyze the facts, the critical issues, stakeholders, alternatives. Okay, so if we see organizations responsibility towards the society, so in previous slide we have studied organizations business ethics that should be followed in different areas, like towards employees, towards shareholders, towards governments, towards the employees likewise. Okay, so if we see for example towards society, okay, so organization's responsibility towards society means, for example, it has to see if any issue is there. It has to see what are the facts in that case, what are the critical issues that are facing, who are the stakeholders, means who are the parties involved, what are the alternatives we have to check. Okay, for example, organization's responsibility towards society, what are the facts? For example, means in the US, teenagers routinely list alcohol commercials among their favorite advertisements. Okay, so Edisons who frequently see ads alcohol are more likely to believe that drinkers are attractive, athletic, and successful. Okay, so what is the fact in this? We have to see it is the responsibility of the organization towards society. So how much teenagers are being influenced? So now coming to critical issues, for example, what are the obligations of advertising executives and marketing managers to those who see their ads? Okay, as I said before, like alcohol commercial ads. Okay, so, who are responsible? What is the obligation of the marketing manager, advertising executives? What are the critical issues? So, is it ethical to entice teenagers into drinking? So, by showing commercial ads, okay, and the teenagers may be very attractive. Why? Because they believe that drinkers are more attractive, athletic, successful. Okay, so by presenting the ad in such a way means, okay, is it ethical to entice teenagers into drinking? Is it ethical to entertain teenagers into drinking? So these are the critical issues that should be seen by the organizations. Likewise, stakeholders. If we see stakeholders means, ad designers are primarily responsible to their firms and the firm's clients also. Okay, so here designers are paid to sell product. Do the designers have any responsibility to them? So here stakeholders, for example, if we see in this ad case, okay, regarding this alcohol commercial ads, okay, so here who will be the stakeholder means if we take ad designers as primary responsible persons to the firms, okay, do the designers have any responsibility to them towards that? So we have to see legal aspects. Coming to alternatives, so firms have at least 4 alternatives in dealing with the issues of ethics. Okay, like in business organizations in different areas like advertising or marketing or the production, everything, each and every department deals with 4 alternatives, like ignore ethics. Okay, one is ignore ethics and simply strive to create promotions, or else anything, or else second one, minimize exploitation, racism, etc. Means not fully ignoring the ethics but minimizing that. Okay, third aspect is a systematic focused review of underlying messages in their ads. Means giving alcohol commercial ad. At the same time, we are giving a focused review on that drinking alcohol is injurious to health. Likewise, okay. And coming to fourth aspect under this, refuse to create any ads that are demeaning, okay, or insensitive ethical implications. So refuse to create any ads means organizations are very socially responsible, that even they are not creating any ads which are illegal, or else which are demeaning, or else which are very insensitive, okay. So these are some of the alternatives, four alternatives regarding the ethics, issues of ethics, okay, like ignoring ethics, minimizing the ethics, systematic focused review by giving underlying messages, and finally purely giving a social responsibility, more positivity towards social responsibility, right. Now, because in ethics business legislation plays important role, and if any decisions are against to law, then organizations are liable, okay. So for that, here we have example like, if any customer received defective item means he has the right to sue on that particular organization, okay, like going through going consumer protection act, okay. So this is about business ethics, legal ethics, and how business decisions should be taken by the business organizations. What is the checklist that should be followed by business ethics, or else business decisions business organizations should follow? What are the checklist, okay, and what are the three aspects, okay, that are involved while taking business decisions? So without these three aspects, business decisions cannot be taken in business ethics, okay.